Hello everyone, welcome to ScorchYourToys@anymoon.com's transformation guide for the Arcadia 160 scale SV51 toy. Today we're going to start in fighter mode, go to Gerwalk, and end up in Battroid mode. If you're shopping for this toy, it is a Macross product limited to domestic Japan and had some issues that make it a little trickier to get spare parts for, so see my other videos related to this toy. If you're shopping for anything else, go to Big Bad Toy Store through the link in the comments below to support this channel and find what you're looking for. We are going to start by knocking these little things off because they will fall off otherwise during transformation. We're also going to close up the landing gear. You probably don't need to see me do that, but you know what you have to do. And you just close these up. And we're going to do all three of them. And then we're going to get a fingernail in. And this part's a little tricky too. And we're going to pop up the kneecap. So go ahead and pop up both kneecaps, put away all your landing gear, and pop off those pylons from the wings. Kneecaps up. Now we're going to go ahead and disconnect the tab at the back of the wing, like so, and that frees up the entire wing to swing, which is good. You can see there's some paint wear going on, so just be aware that that's a thing. We're going to bring the wing up now at the hinge. So there's this whole hinge here. We're bringing the whole hinge up like so. That allows us to bring that whole section here back, and then we can bring that over and we can fold over right here, and you end up with a wing that looks like that, and repeat on the other side. Separate your arms by just pulling away from the body, and then that frees up your legs so that you can just take them, separate them from the gun, and just separate them from each other because there is a tab right in the middle that connects them. And then you can just bring them down like so, and then repeat with the other leg on the other side. When you get it down, you are going to pull your foot out. Apparently very stiff, there it goes. And splay your toes a little bit to get that angry bird look. One thing to note about the leg, particularly the knee joint here, is that there's a couple different extensions that you're going to be deploying. Now, I kind of haphazardly did that, but you can pull out and get that far, and then you can extend it, get a nice crook like so, but you can also keep going and get this really extreme angle at that knee because there's an extension up above as well. Next, we want to get our arm into position, and we're going to do that by pivoting this piece up first, and then we're going to bring our arm out and around. Then we want to, there is a double pivot here on this contraption, so we want to bring the arm back and rotate it as we do. So it is now in this position, and you'll tell it's right because you'll have this angle here. We can spin our arm around now. And again, you want to make sure that it stays in that position that you put it in. You can extend the arm out away at this section here. We can take our shoulder, extend that out, and then there's a pivot point within the shoulder that we can, let's get that wing out of the way, lift up there, so you can see that. And then we can bring down at this point here the entire arm, and then we can push our shoulder cover into the position we desire, and there you go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and rotate this in. Hopefully you've done both arms at this point. You can swing your vertical stabilizers back to be in line with the arm and pull the hand out. So it's in that position. You can go ahead and throw the gun in there if you want, and you're going to want to get your canards in their appropriate position and get your wings into position, and you will be in Gerwalk mode. The road to Battroid begins by straightening out your leg. We can collapse it too, and then spinning it around. We're going to do the same thing with the other leg, and then we're going to take our toy, we're going to flip it upside down. This is the nose cone area. Open up your landing gear door, push the back landing gear door in, and then flip the nose cone over. There's a little peg attaching it, like so, and repeat with the other leg there. Get that straightened out and turned around. Okay, now we're going to take our toy, we are going to pull the intakes out on either side, just like so. That one went way out. Then we're going to turn it around here, and we're going to just pull the legs forward, like so. There's also a hinge right here, so we're going to pull down to get that full hinge exposed. Then we have a peg right here. We need to get a fingernail in to get that peg out. There's also a peg up above it. Get a fingernail in there. I've cheated and pulled it out a little bit because no one likes to see me fighting that stuff. So there you go. So those two pegs are out, and now I can just bring this over. Now as I do this, I'm going to go ahead and straighten out my Gerwalk joint on my leg, and I'll do that on both sides there, and then bring this over. The peg should go into a corresponding slot, so get that lined up just right, and your nose cone needs to be folded over. Once it does, apply pressure and it will click into place. Just apply pressure all along there to make sure it's nice and solid. Your toy might look like this, it might look like this. Either way, no big deal. What we're going to do next is turn the toy around, and there are cavity fillers that go next to the head. I'm just going to bring this piece out so I can free up those cavity fillers to come over on either side. And then I'm going to just pull the head up and out of the way and bring that hinged part over. And that is going to also allow me to bring the whole section of the body up and over. And now we have these canards here. We can lay them flat. Although it's not really line art accurate, but you can go ahead and do that. Get them out of the way. Bring the whole body over. I'm gonna bring that up. This piece can come down like so. And then we can grab our head, fold that over. Now there's a double hinge here. So we're gonna bring that back up here. And it should sink into the little cavity for the bottom of the neck, right in there. And that's how you'll know you've got that all lined up properly. And then bring my arms around. As you can see, we are pretty close now to Battroid mode. If you're going to use those wing boosters, you can go ahead and connect them now, and you would pretty much leave the toy very similar to this. I am going to show you what the more traditional Battroid looks like, and that would be you're going to take this piece here and fold it over and bring this piece back, and then you're going to bring your wing up and over like so. So bring this down, bring the wing up and over, and all the way tucked in into the back, and that is your standard Battroid mode position. Now there's wiggle room here for sure. If you think they look too high up, you can always bring this lower and then this hinge back further and get them even lower positioned. In the show, I think oftentimes it did look more like these were way back and lower down. So something more like that. Now you do want to make sure your shoulders are in the right position. So let's bring this out. Let's bring this all the way up and then bring it in at this pivot point here and get that nicely angled like so. That helps make it look a lot more intimidating. So there we go. Got those shoulders in position. You want to make sure you've got your kneecaps out as well. And you want to push your feet all the way in, because the last thing this thing needs is more height. Okay, you should be in Battroid mode. It should look suitably intimidating. These pieces should be angled like so. I've extended my hips to get a little bit more natural look. Again, you can pivot those wings a few different ways to your liking. Check out my full article on anymoon.com. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.